You bought $1,000 sushi platter, not because you were starving, but because it was the only purchase in your entire life you could actually afford. Let us skip the fairy tales about financial literacy. When every financial guru tells you to just stop buying coffee and invest that change so you can buy a tiny apartment in 30 years, your brain does some very simple biological math. It looks at the price tag of a real house, looks at your pay stub, and tells you that you will be long dead before you save up for a front door lock. That is not a lack of discipline. It is a textbook psychological defense mechanism. When long-term goals become completely unreachable, your brain shuts down long-term planning mode. Why save $50 a month for some distant future when inflation or another crisis will just eat it up anyway? Instead, you buy a concert ticket or expensive sushi to get a microdose of dopamine. It is a quick hit of feeling like you actually control your life right now. You are buying the illusion of a good life today because tomorrow was never guaranteed to you anyway. You are not trading your freedom for real wealth, but for the right to work in a cool hoodie while drinking a pricey latte. Corporations pulled off the greatest trick in history when they took a 12-hour workday, stripped away paid time off, sick leave and health benefits, called it a flexible schedule, and convinced you that you are a free entrepreneur. Now you can sit with your laptop in a coffee shop where indie music plays too loudly, pay for overpriced oat milk, and pretend you conquered the world. But the reality of your freedom is working from the second you open your eyes in bed until your laptop falls out of your hands at midnight. Office workers used to know that at 6 o'clock the door closes and the company stops existing until morning. Now the line between your life and your job is completely gone. Your office is in your pocket, constantly buzzing with messages on weekends and during dinner. It is a hustle culture where rest is framed as weakness and burnout is treated like a badge of honor. This fake flexibility does not make you richer, it just shifts all the financial risk from the employer straight onto your shoulders. You spent 4 years of your life and a small fortune in tuition for a degree that now sits in your drawer as the most expensive coaster in the world. We were told a very simple story growing up. Get good grades, go to college, and you automatically buy a ticket to a prosperous life. Our parents truly believed that because in their world, a college degree was a real key to owning a home and having a stable future. But while we were sitting in lectures, the rules of the game were thrown in the trash and nobody bothered to tell us. Today, higher education is just a baseline requirement for an entry-level job that barely covers rent on a studio apartment. You graduate with a massive pile of debt and a brain full of outdated information, only to face a job market that demands 3 years of experience for a job that pays peanuts. A master's degree no longer guarantees financial security, it just gives you the right to submit a resume. Higher education stopped being a social elevator and simply became an entry fee into adulthood, where everyone starts from scratch anyway. Buying your own house has become such an impossible dream that marketers decided to rename a regular room with roommates into a co-living space and sell it back to you for double the price. It is a brilliant trick. They show you some raw concrete walls, a couple of trendy floor lamps, a pink neon sign, and a board game table in the common room. Suddenly, you are paying cosmic money for a room the size of a closet where your personal space ends right where your mattress begins. They tell you it is not poverty, it is a lifestyle concept. They tell you that you are not just sharing a bathroom with 3 strangers, you are networking and living in a space without borders. People used to dream about escaping shared apartments to get their own place, no matter how small. Now that basic desire is sold to us as an outdated myth, they teach us that owning things is a heavy burden that makes you inflexible. It works great until you realize you are paying full price for a life where you do not own a single square foot. You are just renting a corner in someone else's business project. Your parents at your age already owned a home, had stable careers, and were planning vacations. while you are trying to figure out how you have a degree and still cannot afford a down payment on a house. This is the first time in half a century that a new generation will be financially worse off than their parents. The funniest part is how the older generation loves to lecture you about it, telling you that back in their day they were buying real estate while you are just spending all your money on avocado toast. But when they bought their first house, it cost about 3 times their annual salary. Today, an average home costs 10 to 15 times what you make in a year, assuming you do not spend a single cent on food or clothes. The economic reality changed completely, but the definition of success stayed the same. Our parents grew up in a system where money held value and real estate was an attainable goal. We were handed smartphones that are more powerful than NASA computers, but we do not own a single wall where we can hang a picture without asking a landlord for permission. You spend half your paycheck creating the illusion that you have everything together, and then you lie awake at night calculating if you have enough left in your account to make it to next Tuesday. It is a massive theater of self-esteem where we are all actors, pretending to be successful in front of an audience, doing the exact same thing. You buy branded clothes, go to trendy spots, and post highlights from your trips. But if anyone opened your banking app, they would see a horror movie where the final balance brings pure panic. The psychological price of this facade is astronomical. You are constantly living on edge, where any unexpected expense, like a dental bill or a car repair, feels like a total catastrophe that could collapse your entire house of cards. You burn yourself out working overtime not to get rich, but to avoid looking broke in front of people who do not actually care about you. You are stuck buying tickets to the show of your own illusions, paying for it with your mental health, sleep, and peace of mind.